Riley, back of the net. Off the boards, it comes up on the wing. A long lead pass for Matthews. Matthews is in alone. Scores! Holy mackerel! Big Pappy has given the Leafs the
lead. Welcome back, Leafs Nation. As we gear up for a new NHL season, the Toronto Maple Leafs are entering a pivotal moment in their storied history. With Auston Matthews officially named the team captain, the winds of change are sweeping through the organization. But with great change comes even greater expectations. Some say the Leafs did not do enough this offseason, and half the fan base won't be satisfied until they run a young superstar out of town. But despite the huge divide between Leafs Nation and management when it comes to what has, or more importantly, what has not been done. But what if? Now just hear me out. I know I say this every year. But what if this is the year the Leafs finally break their first-round curse? Or, dare we say, finally bring the Stanley Cup home? Auston Matthews is the face of the franchise and is stepping into uncharted territory. Named captain in what promises to be one of the most scrutinized seasons in recent memory, Matthews carries not only the legacy of past captains, but also the weight of a city desperate for hockey glory. How will he handle the pressure? And what does this mean for John Tavares, the former captain who now steps into a new, albeit quieter, role? The new Captain Matthews has been a force to be reckoned with since his first ever game with the Leafs. And after years of anticipation, he's now wearing the C on his jersey. With the captaincy, Matthews inherits the responsibility of leading one of the most passionate and demanding fan bases in all of sports. The pressure to perform has never been higher, as he must balance his role as a leader with the expectation of putting up elite numbers on the ice. In his first season as captain, all eyes will be on Matthews to see how he handles the added weight. Last year, he scored an impressive 54 goals in 50 games, and funny enough, he just felt like stopping at 69. But can he take it a step further and join the elite ranks of players who've scored 50 goals in 50 games? It's still a feat only 5 players have achieved in NHL history, but I think Matthews would tell you himself that he will be focused on more important things. So what about this new role for John Tavares? With Matthews taking on the captaincy, John Tavares steps back, relinquishing the leadership mantle he's held since joining the Leafs in 2018. I don't think he has ever been the guy to go into a dressing room and kick over a trash can and yell or scream, but make no mistake, Tavares' influence on this team remains strong and more importantly steady.
Behind the net, coming out in front,
now his role is to support Matthews and lead by example, providing a stabilizing presence both on and off the ice. He may no longer be the captain, but Tavares is far from fading into the background. His leadership will be crucial as the team navigates the high expectations of the season. Now what about the core 4 and having the band back together to try this one more time, yet again? Auston, Mitch, and Willie all in their prime, and all with something individually and collectively to prove. Also, Morgan Riley is now a dad with dad's strength, and might even finally have a little more help on the back end. But I guess that still has to be determined. This season, the pressure on the core 4 of Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, Tavares, and even Mo Daddy has reached a boiling point. Leafs fans have grown tired of early playoff exits, and the clock is ticking for this group to deliver on the promise they've shown in the regular season. Mitch Marner, in particular, faces intense scrutiny. With a lucrative contract that many fans feel is unjustified given the team's lack of postseason success, Marner has become the target of criticism and more of the whipping boy, especially after last season. Despite how much he makes or the status of his next contract, the only real question is, can Marner elevate his game when it matters most? His regular season performances have been nothing short of spectacular, but he's yet to translate that into playoff success. This season could define his legacy in Toronto. As we start to get antsy for the new season to start, Auston Matthews begins his journey as captain, carrying the hopes of a city on his shoulders. John Tavares steps into his new role, while the core 4 must prove they can turn regular season dominance into playoff triumph. The questions are clear, but the answers are anything but. So I want to know, Leafs Nation, what do you think of this year's team? Will Auston Matthews hit 50 goals in 50 games? Can Mitch Marner silence his critics and deliver in the playoffs? Most importantly, is this the year the Leafs finally make it out of the first round, or even win the Stanley Cup? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get the conversation started. I can't wait to get this season underway. Go Leafs, go!